to deposit their coalition agreements with the Registrar of Political Parties following the passing of the Political Parties Bill by MPs at the National Assembly on Wednesday night. The amendment is part of 27 clauses in the bill which are set to overhaul the existing Political Parties Act should Senate adopt them, and which are set to guide the formation of more coalitions months to the next general elections. David Muthoka takes a look at the Political Parties Bill which could shape the political landscape ahead of the August 9th polls.
After being the basis for heated back-to-back special sittings at the August House, the Political Parties Bill ultimately sailed through the National Assembly Wednesday night, much to the elation of MPs allied to ODM boss Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta. It is a bill that had sharply divided the House into two, the proponents of the bill on one side, while the bill's opponents, who comprised of legislators allied to Deputy President William Ruto, remained on the other.
Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay?
And with the Political Parties Bill having crossed its initial and most menacing hurdle, focus now shifts to the new amendments and their impact on the political landscape ahead of the August 9th contest. The bill that will now act as a modus operandi for coalition parties headed to the polls will require coalitions such as the Azimio la Umoja movement or the One Kenya Alliance to deposit their agreements with the Registrar of Political Parties at least 120 days to the general elections. This means that April 9th is the new deadline for coalitions to submit their agreements, with parties now having approximately 3 months to negotiate pacts and seal pre-August deals.
The import of this bill is to accord the timeline to also be synchronized with the nomination of members of parliament.
With the Azimio la Umoja movement set to be the first and biggest beneficiary of the bill, the latter has also paved the way for coalitions to fill joint candidates for all elective seats. This in tandem with the Azimio la Umoja's grand plan to create a monolithic party where candidates in parties in the movement will instead fly Azimio's flag in the ballot.
A political party is at liberty to nominate candidates at whatever level, and limiting it at this point would be the most unfortunate thing for this country.
Once in a political party, a member shall be barred from joining or forming another political party, as well as promoting the ideologies, interests or policies of another political party. The amendment that was heavily opposed by UDA allied legislators on the floor of the House on Wednesday comes against the backdrop of rampant party defections in recent years and seeks to show the door members who do not toe the party line.
We should not give an opportunity for anybody to misuse this clause and begin to chase members from their party, Honorable Speaker.
Once you go into a coalition, it's like a marriage. You are bound by that vow that you have gone into a union with so-and-so, and therefore you put aside all other shenanigans and you say, I am going to be committed to this particular marriage until either death or you decide to dissolve it, isn't it?
And with the amendments coming at a time when parties in coalitions in the past have disagreed on how to distribute funds among themselves, parties will now be required to split 70% of the total funds among themselves proportionately by reference to the total number of votes secured by each political party in the preceding general election. Another 15% of the funds shall be distributed to political parties based on the number of candidates the party won from special interest groups in the preceding polls, while another 10% of the funds will be shared among parties based on the total number of representatives elected for each party. The remaining 5% will be for the administration expenses for the funds.
For the last very many years, we have one party that has pawned other parties' money. And that my aim is to streamline on how the funds are going to be shared.
The bill now heads to the Senate, then back to the National Assembly before landing on President Uhuru Kenyatta's desk for ascension. David Muthoka, TV 47, Nairobi.